Hello everybody and welcome back to new Super Mario Bros. 2. Today we're going to take on the 4th world in this game, and that means that we're about halfway through this game, at least as far as worlds go. I don't know if they'll translate to levels in any way, shape or form. Probably the later part of the game is a little bit slower than the former part of the game. I don't know what this Goomba is doing on me, but I'm kind of okay with it. Is it weighing me? I think it might be weighing me down. Huh, that is an interesting mechanic if it actually does do so. Yeah, that really feels like it's weighing me down a lot. I guess we'll find out if there's going to be more Goombas. Yeah, no, definitely. I don't jump as high. Okay, so little Goombas weighing you down so that you can't actually jump as much. That is a interesting mechanic. I like that idea. It's more than just look at this slightly different type of enemy, and oh, that was almost very bad. And as a result of that, I'm a fan. You know, Goombas are just, you jump on them and then they die. Then you've got Koopas, which give you a shell when you jump on them. But then you also have the shellless Koopas. And then you have things like the Buzzy Beetles, which are pretty much just like Koopas, but this is gonna be fun. They're pretty much just Koopas, right? The Buzzy Beetles. So I wanted to go back up and get more coins, because that's the entire point of this game, is getting coins. But having a type of enemy which actually does something unique, it's kind of fun. Like in Super Mario Bros. New Super Mario Bros. 1, you had the enemies that looked like blocks, and then when you try to jump on them, they came to life and attacked you, something like that, right? That was a lot of fun. And obviously you have got boos, which are very unique enemies as well. So those mini boos that weigh you down and just like hang out on you don't actually directly damage you, but do contribute to you getting damaged by other things. I quite like that as a game design. Oh, that isn't actually that bad. Never mind. So far, I'll say one thing about Super Mario Bros. 2, New Super Mario Bros. 2, and that is that the ghost houses in this game so far seem a lot more enjoyable and just generally a lot better than in the first New Super Mario Bros. Game. Because the first New Super Mario Bros. Game on the NES, the ghost houses weren't actually that fun. They really weren't that good, all things considered. And so far, all the ghost houses I've been in this version of the game, well, it's not this version of the game, just this game, they're a lot better. They really are a lot better. And I'm a little confused as to where I'm supposed to be going next, I'll be honest with you. Because you're just going to... No, you're not going to go back and forth endlessly. Never mind. Okay. Oh, I can see this being slightly tricky. Never mind, it's actually not that bad. Unless it is. I like the coins just spawn. Never mind. We don't care about the 1-up. Do we? We might. We're at 48 lives. When I started this episode, we were at 44 lives. We're not even 5 minutes into the episode. That's how ridiculous the amount of coins in this game gets. It's stupid. I love it. And that's surely the exit of the ghost house. It is. Let's see if we can get P-Speed. Come on. Because that one extra 1-up really mattered so much. Because now we have 50. We can die 50 times. Again. Probably not gonna happen. But I said that when we had like 30 lives as well. So... naturally, if we're not going to die 30 times, we're also not going to die 50 times. Though there still is a very good chance that I actually will end up dying more than 30 times throughout the entire playthrough. A non-zero chance, let's call it that, while I have a little bit of a hiccup going on. Probably shouldn't be recording when that's going on, but honestly, I wasn't even aware of the fact I was hiccuping. Is that a thing you say? I'm hiccuping? I'm having hiccups? I'm hiccuping? Is that a thing? Is that good English? It feels like non-proper English to me. That being said, it's not like really a thing I say that much. I don't even know what I'm talking about. This feels more like the kind of commentary I generally do. I already have a fire flower equipped, so I don't need that. This feels more like the kind of commentary I usually do during Pokemon Through the Years. I've talked about this before, I think, inside Pokemon Through the Years, not as much maybe in this series. This is just infinite. That's just infinite coins. Hold on a moment. I can do that on this side too. Yeah, I'm loving it. I knew it wasn't going to last forever, but yeah, I've talked about this before, I think inside Pokemon Through the Years itself, but there's a real, like, distinct difference in what I talk about in the commentary for a video, depending on which series I'm recording, because in Mario, I usually end up talking more like about level design and game design and my opinions on it and that kind of stuff. And that is fun. That's really fun because those are the things I also do care about while playing a game. And then while playing the Kingdom Hearts randomizer, for instance, it's more focused on, well, Kingdom Hearts related commentary, obviously, but a lot more like just moment to moment, what the actual hell is going on commentary. And then Pokemon Through the Years, I don't really do a lot of commentary based on the game itself. Most of my commentary in Pokemon Through the Years is actually just like me rambling and the game happening in the background, which is usually what I like in watching Let's Plays. I don't particularly enjoy... It's not like I actively don't enjoy them, but I enjoy them less when a Let's Player talks a lot about the game rather than talking about just random life stuff, you know? It's more like a walkthrough that way, and I don't... Oh, that could have been bad. I don't usually... I wanted to use the frickin' leaf. I don't usually like to watch walkthroughs for entertainment purposes. I watch those when I want to know where to go and what to do. And usually the walkthroughs I tend to prefer are usually, not always, but usually the walkthroughs I tend to prefer are ones where you don't actually get commentary, right? I tend to prefer... Give me that. I tend to prefer walkthroughs where you just like see somebody play the game, and that sounds really old school and like I'm an actual boomer, which to a certain extent maybe I am. I'm a 24-year-old boomer. I'm really bad at remembering my own age. It's kind of sad, honestly. Can I just throw you? I can throw you. That's not what I wanted to know, but I can throw you. I guess that gets rid of that. That being said, you've got walkthroughs, but then you've also got guides and like a how to defeat this certain boss guide. And I looked one up about that for the Yozora boss fight in Kingdom Hearts 3 Remind, because that boss fight is bullshit. And for that, I do prefer the creator to have a commentary track on it and explain what he is doing and why certain things work certain ways, and not just literally show the gameplay. So it really depends on why I'm watching a video, right? And that is pretty much like the end of that rant. Let's get back to the game here for a moment, because we've not been doing well. I don't know if you've been able to tell, but we have not been doing very well at all. Though I like this mechanic of just throwing fireballs and invincibility star. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I please get me enough enemies to get me a 1-up. I really... Okay, you have to go. I think that gets me a Wario. I think that is... That is that. I don't need to say any more. I've said Wario. Without even meaning to. I just made a sound and I was like, okay, that completes into a word, apparently. Let's do it. Mini castles are the Super Mario World ripoff. Oh, this is an interesting version of the fight. This is a really interesting version of the fight. We can hit you like that, and then we jump over to this one. It's actually not that bad, but it's definitely... Oh, we can just use the fire flower on you as well. Not that we need to. I'm glad to see that the fight isn't just building up to being literally the fight in Super Mario World. It seems like it's building up to be a lot of different variations on that basic concept, which I appreciate a lot. We've got at least 2 more mini castles. I'm assuming World 6 will have more than 1 mini castle. Because I did in New Super Mario Bros. 1. So that means that we'll probably have 3. I should have saved there. That's not because I didn't want to save, but mainly because... Also partly because I didn't want to save, actually. Because if this recording fails, I'd very much like to be able to redo it. Does that turn it into a golden? It doesn't. That is baloney. That should have turned it into a golden flower for sure. Maybe that would have been a little bit overpowered because a golden flower doesn't run out after a certain amount of time. But I would have liked a golden flower there. Because I haven't had a golden flower in like an entire episode, I think. Maybe even 2 at this point. Okay, say what you will about me, but that was a really, really good move on my part. The very last minute clutch slide move. I'm proud of that one. And we might be doing another full world in this episode, which means that I'm planning to record 3 episodes this recording session, not episodes for the entire week. We might just like finish the game in this recording session. That not counting the bonus worlds, obviously. This is really satisfying to do. Holy almost. Yeah, we might just finish the entire game in this recording session. Not counting the bonus worlds, which I'm starting to think we might not do because the first 2 episodes of this Let's Play have gone up. And while there's plenty of room for things to change around, so far you guys don't seem too interested. The first episode had like 20-some views. The second episode's been up for about a day while the garbage truck is outside. Excuse the noises. And it's got 2 views at the moment. So you guys do not seem very interested at all in this game, which is fine. I'll complete the main game no matter what. I'll reserve judgment on whether or not I'll do any like extra content on the game based on if there's any demand for that. And so far, it seems like there's not a lot of demand for that. Then again, we're literally 2 episodes into the series as I'm recording this, so I can't really draw any useful conclusions from just 2 episodes, now can I? So I guess things will have to become clear later on. This level is actually testing my my platforming skills a little bit more, which I wasn't... Fuck. Oh, you just respawn. Never mind. That is... a little too easy, maybe? It feels like, for one, I don't think in New Super Mario Bros. 1, both of those platforms would fall down. Only the one on the bottom would. And they wouldn't respawn. That might not be exactly true. I'm getting 1-ups every stage now that I have the Tanuki leaf. Also, I'm at 62 lives. Within this 15-minute episode, I have gained 20 lives almost. And we're not even done because obviously I'm going to finish this entire world now because it's literally only 2 more levels. So yeah, we're doing the entirety of World 4 in this in this episode, which also is this episode 4? I think this is episode 5. Almost a golden flower. That would have been fun. Especially since I can't really do much with the Tanuki leaf underwater. I mean, I can still do this and murder enemies with it, which is actually really good still. Not good enough. Point taken. But a fire flower would be better in this level, for sure. It's also a really short level because we're already halfway through. I noticed because of the bottom screen, not because I knew the level layout and that there was going to be a flag there. Makes sense now that there's a flag there. Okay, is this going to be a difficult red coin collection thing? Okay, we're not getting the red coins. Because I think it's literally just not possible to get them all if you miss that one. Because you'd have to go all the way around, by which point you probably wouldn't make it back in time. I'm not doing that, fuck that. You probably wouldn't make it back in time, in time to get all of the last coins as well. So, yeah, that just seems like if you miss that one, which you probably will, you're fucked. I thought this would be the exit. It isn't. It's just a star coin, which is fine, I guess. And then that takes me to the exit. It makes sense that the exit is actually a pipe leading up and not a pipe leading literally into a rock. That being said, it led up into a rock, so the fuck do I know? I didn't get a 1-up because I didn't equip the Tanuki leaf. Fair enough there. The last level of today's episode will be the World 4 Castle plus boss fight, and then next episode we'll be doing potentially the entirety of World 5, maybe? It's a really quick and short game. I like the game, don't get me wrong. I think I like it more. Maybe I don't actually like it more, but I think I like it more than the DS game. Just like, I like the level design more, I like the fact that I have a Tanuki leaf really does a lot, I'm gonna be honest with you. The Tanuki leaf, I like the Tanuki leaf, it's probably one of my favorite power-ups ever in Mario. And that's not even hyperbole. Is it because of nostalgia for Mario 3? Actually, no it's not, because I didn't play Mario 3 until I was like 15. Which at this point might as well be nostalgia, because that's 10 years ago almost. That makes me feel really, really sad. Holy hell. I've talked about this a lot in Pokemon videos. Probably should have equipped the Fire Flower before I did that. Is that sometimes when playing through certain Pokemon games, I realize this same thing. That being, I'm playing through Pokemon Platinum and Pokemon through the years right now, which that was purely by accident. I think I might actually prefer the Fire Flower here today. And Pokemon Platinum at this point is like 14 years old, I think? 15? Something like that? I remember when that game was released in Japan, and I played it with a fan-made English patch before it was actually released in the United States and Europe. There was just no official English version of the game yet. And I played a patched ROM. So it was even a little earlier than the actual English release date for the game. And only like half the game was translated. Only like the moves and Pokemon names were translated. And even so, I'm assuming some of the Pokemon names might not have been correctly translated because we didn't have official translations for those yet. Please give me my leaf. Please give me my leaf. Oh, I need to jump on top of you, obviously. I am such an idiot. I was waiting for him to give me an opening, but yeah, no, I'm just an idiot. This actually is a ridiculously easy fight, never mind. I was paying too much attention to my commentary, not enough to the game. That's that. We have finished world number 4 within 20 minutes today. Next episode, we're going to go World 5. Maybe we'll do an entire world in that episode as well. Who knows, maybe we're already very close to the end of the game. This is definitely my favorite Koopaling, by the way, because I love his hair. Just love it. It's amazing. Until the next time, though, do not forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe to my channel if you have enjoyed this video, which hopefully you have. Next time, we'll be sky high in the clouds with, I think his name is Ludwig? Probably doing an entire world again. Until then, I'm a vlogger. You've been awesome. As always, we can now do the flower pack and coin rush, which again, we may or may not do, depending on how much you guys like the series. I'll see you all back next time. Bye.